So we're going to start working on the part C of example 4 in topic 6.4 and 6.5. So at what time is the number of students that have posted beams but not yet have had their scores canceled at a maximum? How many students have posted beams but not yet had their canceled scores at that time to the nearest whole number? And we need to justify our answer. All right, so first of all, in order to figure out where we have that maximum value, we need to know where we have zeros. So I'm going to calculate zeros first to come up with my candidates for my maximum or minimum. And remember, we're talking about something here that is absolute. So that means I'm going to have to do a candidates test and a t-chart. Okay, so I'm going to come back here, and I am basically going to I'm going to do y equals, I'm going to do m of t maybe minus c of t. And that's going to give me, if I would type it right, it's going to give me a graph. I'm going to turn off my other graphs here so I can see, but I know that I'm not on the right window because I had to go from 0 to 24. So I'm going to go to my settings. I'm definitely in radians. I'm in the right spot, and I'm going to go to, I don't know, maybe 30, just so I can see all of my graph. All right, and so we notice that my zeros are 0.99 and 18.778. So I'm going to use those as part of my candidates. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to draw my chart. I'm going to use T and S of T. And I know I have to put in my endpoint 0, and my other endpoint is 24. And then my other two candidates are 0.099 and 18.778. Well, the first one for S of t equal to 0, I know that I have to integrate from 0 to 0 of m of t dt. Well, we know that when we integrate from 0 to 0 that I am just equal to 0. Okay? Now I have to find S of 0.99. Now remember, there were two different functions, right? One of them was valid when we were between 0 and 12, and the other one between 12 and 24. So I am going to integrate from 0 to 0.99. I have a 0.99 of, and all I'm going to use is this function here because that's where my domain is correct, of m of t dt. All right, so I'm going to go back to my graph and do that. So I want to know what the integral, so I'm going to integrate from 0 to 0.099 of m of t, oh, that's not what I wanted, of m of t dt. And I got 0.148. That gives me 0.148. All right, then I am going to find S of 18.778. So I'm integrating from 0 to 18.778. Okay, so now because I am in this one, I now want to use this function. Notice the first part of the formula goes from 0 to t. The second part goes from 12 to t. So I'm integrating this one for m of t. And then I'm subtracting from 12 to 18.778 of c of t dt. Okay, so let's put that into our calculator. So I am looking for the integral from 0 to 18.778 of c of t, no, not c of t, m of t dt, minus the integral from 12 to 18.778 of c of t, type it wrong every time, dt. So I got 2,774.474. So 2,774.474. All right, finally, I am going for S of 24, which is going to fall into the same category as the last one. It's going to go 0 to 24 of M of T dt minus 12 to 24 of C of T dt. Okay, so let's go back in here. Actually, couldn't I just replace numbers on this one here? So I'm going to 24 this time. So 24, and I'm going to replace the number here to 24. All right, so we get 0.162. So 0.162. So let's go back and read what we were supposed to be finding. It says, at what time is the number of students that posted memes but not yet had their scores canceled at a maximum? How many students have posted memes but not yet had their scores canceled at that time? So basically, this has got to be the biggest number, right? That's our biggest Y value. So let's write out a sentence. When it comes to typing in your answer, probably I will ask two questions. I will ask at what time does it happen, and how many students, and I'll probably just ask for two separate numbers there. That you can check. You would obviously in your homework practice writing out the sentence for the written part. All right, so we would say the maximum number of students who have posted memes but have not had their scores canceled is approximately 2,774 students, which occurred at time t equals 18.778 hours.